Thank you. I'd like to thank several of my board members and my board president for coming up to celebrate this day with Kay. It is my honor to introduce someone who has dedicated her life to make a difference. Through her 42 years of experience as a professional in the area of special education, administration, program development, advocacy, strategic planning, she has worked with 6 different county boards, including Pike, Vinton, Scioto, Summit, Franklin, and Jackson, as well as Gallipolis, Columbus, and Orient Developmental Centers. She has served in numerous roles such as trainer in behavioral support and positive culture for Southern Ohio Council of Governments, behavior support specialist in both Pike and Vinton counties, administrator and director in Scioto County, independent contractor for Ohio Department of Education, director of Children's Services and principal for Summit County, assistant principal and behavior support specialist for Franklin County, a teacher in Vinton and Point Pleasant, in addition to teacher and grant administrator for the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities. She has shared her knowledge and her skill by serving on various boards, such as the University of Rio Grande Board of Trustees, Ohio Association of County Boards of DD Board of Trustees, Jackson Child Development Board, University of Rio Grande Alumni Board, Christ United Methodist Church Board, along with serving as a board member, mentor, and support system on my Jackson County Board of DD. With great honor, I introduce you to Kay Ervin, a lady who has truly made a difference in our field.
Thank you to my Jackson County fellow board members. I think I was nominated from them, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate the Ohio Association of County Boards very much. I've enjoyed being on that board, so thanks for sponsoring this award. You know, for many years, I've sat in this audience and watched the award members come up. And I'm somewhat baffled today by why I have this good fortune, really. This good fortune I'm not accepting as mine. I am accepting this good fortune, and I'm going to get a little teary-eyed, for all those individuals that I have served over the 42 years. All their families, all their parents, all their direct service providers, all the staff and all the different agencies I have served with. And thank you to everybody that's hired me over the years as we have circled the state. And it has been a tremendous field to work in. I have had those people as my driving force all these years. And I want to go back to several individuals that I served very quickly. And the keynote speaker this morning was wonderful. I started my career at Gallipolis State Institution in the early 70s. And for those of you that don't remember, Gallipolis State Institution was once Ohio Hospital for Epilepsy. And I had the good fortune of meeting the most wonderful people there. And my job was to work with a group of young ladies whose only disability was epilepsy in the early 70s, and they were still there. But they were getting ready to transition out. So to a young lady who had the job of teaching them the social skills they needed to live in the community, clear down to how to put on makeup, it was a wonderful experience. They were my driving force. We transferred into Columbus, and I was in Columbus State Institution on almost the first wave of teachers in Columbus in the 70s. And there were driving forces there. We were at the impact point. As a teacher, I wasn't in the school. I was actually on the living area providing services. And there was a young group of people that I served on a living area. And they were teenagers, and there was one young man that sat on a wooden bench and rocked back and forth. And people said he didn't talk. Well, about a year later, he was talking. He had sat there and listened for somebody to come and rescue him. He had listened to his radio all those years, and he could speak. He knew everybody's name on the living area, and he sang Moon River to me one day. And he was also got cane training and was moved pretty quickly to the community. My last little example I'm going to give you of driving forces, and the keynote speaker brought this up with children on a merry-go-round. But when I was in Summit County, I remember we had just started the Calico Center, and if there's anybody in the room that knows Calico Center, I was making my rounds. I entered a preschool classroom. Little preschooler, 4 years old. She was so-called typically developing, but I think everybody has a disability. But she was so-called, typically developing. She rushes over to me. She's very excited. She is so thrilled that she has a child, another little girl that she's been working with on an art project. And it's a wonderful art project, and this little girl has helped her, and she's helped her. And I get down, I'm kneeling, looking her eye to eye, and I lied. I fibbed to the little girl, and I said to the little girl, I don't know who your friend is. Could you describe your friend to me? And thinking that she was going to take the descriptors of, well, she's in a wheelchair, she has braces on, and she wears glasses, and there was a number of descriptors she could have given to me. And she got very indignant with me. And she plants her hands on her hips, and she looks me eye to eye very sternly. And she said, Miss Kay, it's the little girl over there in the green dress. I grabbed her, I squeezed her, probably almost broke her ribs. I collected myself off the floor and left the room and went, if everyone could just see the world like Susie. So there are driving forces, and I want to dedicate this award to all the driving forces in my life and all the mentors in my life. I thank you for the world. Keep up the good work. There's no other place that you can be that you get the blessings that you do from this field. Thank you very much.